The budget one is a really, really great point too, because I feel like getting budgets out of people can be so difficult. And truly, like from my side of it is I'm always like, tell me what you have and I'll tell you what I can do with that. Because if you ask me to quote, it's going to be higher than you anticipated because I will go with my best case of how I'd love to do all the things. And then you'll tell me your real number and then we'll figure it out. So basically, you're wasting everybody's time by having me go through an effort, put together a presentation. Here is a quote. When really, if you had just said, oh, I only had $3,000, I'd be like, okay. Well, then that 15,000 I just quoted you was way out of the ballpark because I was looking at it of how can I do all these really neat things with you,
Yeah.
as opposed to you saying I have 3,000 and me coming back and being like, great. With that in mind, here's how I would like to approach it. Here's what I can do. Here's what I can't do. But that to me is always the sticky situation. And my best clients now know that if you come to me with what realistically you have to spend, we work together to get the optimal project out of it without this, kind of weird cat and mouse game that everybody plays where nobody wants to give a number, but everybody already knows what it is. Like
Yeah.
people already know what they're willing to spend. Companies, an individual, they generally know what they have available. They just don't want to tell you because there's always this hope that they had 5,000 and you're going to say 3,500 and they are like, woohoo, I saved money. And it's like, yeah, but if you had said 5,000, this is what we maybe could have done. Or I would have said to you, honestly, you don't need 5,000 for this. This is a 3,500 job, truly. But I think everybody feels like they're going to get scammed. It's their first with somebody.
And it's there's a definite distinction, which is we can work within your budget, but also we can it's kind of like the best way to describe it is like you can get the basic package or you can get the package with bells and whistles. Now, if you had a $10,000 budget, it's not and I was the basic package would have been 5,000. It's not like I go, oh, now the basic package is 10,000.
Exactly.
No, it means that if you have 10,000, I go, well, we can do the bells and whistles, right? This could be like where, like it could be super fully rendered in color and, like we can go for, like more pages potentially, right? All that kind of stuff. Like there could be more to it that you can get out of that with that budget, but it's not like my page rate is gonna be different because I know you have it's not like the basic page rate changes in price just because I know you have more money. It's that basic page rate's gonna be consistent. And to your point, if the person's like, I really just want this to be black and white, I want this to be 10 pages, and I'd be like, okay, black and white, 10 pages, here's my rate for that. Right.
Yeah.
And if you're like, I was thinking it would be about, I have around 7,000. I'd be like, well, actually, that's going to cost you 5. So if you want to take that 2,000 for towards printing or whatever, you're good to go. Right. Yeah. To your point, it's not like we're out there to screw you over. It's just.
No, but I feel like that's always this kind of first like feeling is that if someone were to say to you, I have 7,000, when you were basically erased the 5,000 you're about to tell them and you're like, it's now 7,000. It's like, no, that's like, this would cost 5,000. If you have 7, we could do these additional things. Or like you said, put it towards your printing, put it towards your marketing, put it towards something else. It's not necessary for this stage. But I do feel like there's definitely a feeling where people don't want to let that number slip because they hope that you're just going to come in so much cheaper and they're going to get everything they want for less. And that's just generally not the case. Another thing I have happen frequently is people will go to like my website, and this is more on like the production side of things, and they'll pick the highest end, fanciest commercial and be like, we want to replicate that. And it's like, okay, great. But then it's like, okay, this is what it costs, et cetera. Be like, oh, but our budget is only this. It's like, okay, well, you picked the thing that has, custom music, animation, on set, 4 kids, all these things, but you want to pay the price of, small in studio, no custom music, just hands on a table. And I feel like that's sometimes where it can get difficult is when people pull an example from what you've done in the past and
Mm,
then want you to repeat that, but want to give you way less for it and expect it to be at the same level, right? It'd be like
yeah.
somebody looking at one of your fully rendered color comics and be like, that, but do it for this rate of the black and white, couple pages. Those are always hard conversations where people look and be like, but you've done it before. It's like, yeah, but not for what you want to pay for. That is not the same thing.
Yeah. Um, the the thing that I think most people don't understand, the biggest misconception about creating commercial art, writing, illustration,
Hmm.
music, whatever it is that even if you're starting out, it should be considered a um, specialty
Hmm.
skill,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Because I mean, like if you think about um anybody who goes to be to like carpentry or plumbing,
Hmm.
any building, that is a special skill,
Yep.
and the amount that they get paid for it is probably uh like where I'm just going to throw out a number, at least 15 hours, right? Like
Yeah.
it's and that's that, if not more. Like that's what
Yeah.
it would
100%.
expect somebody to be getting paid, maybe a little bit less if they're beginning, but somewhere in that vicinity that it should be. That's a specialized skill. It's something, if it was easy to do, you would be doing it yourself. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
um even introducing AI, it's still to get the things you want to get out of, to get it exactly the way you want it, to make it look not like everybody else's, to have ownership, but all that stuff,
Yeah.
it requires specialized skills. So when you think in that way and you go, also, it's not something that can be done um, very quickly.
Yeah.
It's
It
just
takes
like
time.
building something
Yeah.
takes time. And
Yeah.
so when you get that, like, when somebody quotes you, like, when you have somebody that has to do a bathroom for you and they're quoting you, $15,000,
Hmm.
maybe five or 6,000 of it is like the fee for the like all of the materials, and the rest is
Yes.
for like the actual construction, and it's going to take you, a few weeks to do, and all that kind of stuff. And you're breaking it down and going, oh, well, that person is getting roughly about $3,000 a week, to
Hmm.
build, right? And that maybe it's just by themselves doing it, right? So, but
Yeah.
that, I mean, that should be comparable. Like what we do
Yeah.
is comparable to it, right? And so,
100%.
but people don't think like that. They think, oh, and that's one of the reasons why, I mean, we're kind of, I don't want to jump into this too much because I have a lot to say about the word talent, but that's why I have a real issue with the word talent. Because somebody, when they throw it around, oh, you're so talented, I can never do this. You go, well, if that's the case, then when I tell you how much I charge, how come you're looking at that like that's a crazy amount? You should look at that and go, that's not enough.
Yeah.
That's, to me,
Exactly.
like
Yeah,
they throw that word around, not really understanding what they're talking about.
absolutely. And I think one of the issues as a writer is that at first glance, everybody feels that they can do it, right? It's words on the paper. It's like, I can write, I can do this stuff. And then when push comes to shove, they realize it's so much harder than just typing words on a paper, right? Like and AI, I feel like, has blurred that line where people are like, but I can do amazing things. I just put it in and AI shoots it out the other side. And it's like, but then a writer looks at it and it's like, in order for this to move to the next level, it has to be heavily edited. It has to be rewritten here and there. Like it's not as simple as it looks. And that's been something that's kind of always been a hard spot for me is people could understand that, like, okay, well, I can look at that and be like, I could not possibly draw that. You are incredibly talented, as we just talked about that word. But when you see words on a page, you're like, oh, how hard could it have been to write a 30-second rhyming commercial? I could have done that. It's like, could you? Could you actually, if you were given a blank page, do this? And when they actually look at it, they're like, no, I couldn't. But the assumption inside everybody is that how hard can that be?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna correct you on something when it comes to the word talent, though, which is talent is a really hard thing to measure.
Course.
There's
It's like
very
creative.
few people that I would say in the world can actually quantify their talent. That's Olympics level athletes or anybody that competes in a very um, like when there's very few people that can do what they're doing and you know it because they've gone
Mhm.
through all of these things to be able to do that. Like sports is the easiest one for me to be able to like see it as those players are talented. They have something unique within them, something special within them that like whether it's just their body type
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
whether it's just having an extremely high eye hand coordination, like things like that. And then and even at that level, talent is like the catalyst. It's the ignition that
Mhm.
it's the skill. That's like the huge part of it. It's the skill and persistence of doing this thing. So talent, even with like high end caliber, like where you can kind of like know, it's a
Mhm.
small percentage of it
Mhm.
because, like there's just, you can be extremely talented at something, but if you don't put the work and learn, you're
Mhm.
not going to get that far. Right. So if you take the word talent out, because I think, and this is kind of what we're doing here, which is removing the whole idea of talent from what you're seeing me do
Mhm.
and seeing all the mistakes that we're going through to do this so that you realize that, oh, well, there's a lot of steps to get to the finished product. And I can see those steps and I can see
Mhm.
all the, like, the stops and starts and the things that aren't
Mhm.
quite the erasing and all the things aren't quite working, but then it works. And they move on to the next thing. And so a lot of that is the time and persistence and the skills that can get you to that level. And I want everybody to have access to it because
Mhm.
as soon as you throw the word in talent, it's something I don't know how to like give that to you. I can't give you talent. There's no way I can share it with you because it's a special thing. It's unique. And
Mhm.
so that's one of those things. I want to remove the word talent from this whole equation because it means that it's for everybody.
Right. No, that's fair.
Right. So, well, what would you have something? Because you're very quiet.
No, I mean that's fair. I mean that's totally fair. I think talent is one of those words where it means something different to everybody as well, right? So when somebody says to somebody, "Oh, you're so talented," you know, what they might mean is that you've obviously been very persistent and you've created a great skill set for yourself, right?
Right.
Whereas to somebody else, you think of it that I woke up in the morning and picked up a pencil and drew a masterpiece. That's, you're so talented, right? So I think it's like, when I was a kid, I was in the gifted and talented program, and that's just what it was called. I didn't have any specific talent, but it was just that was just the word that was kind of associated with that thing. So I think it's a word that gets people have feelings about it, obviously, right? Of
Hmm.
what it means and what it implies. But you know, to me, it's having talent is the spark that makes you want to pursue something, right? Like it's that thing that you did and you're like, hey, I picked up a pencil and I drew better than I thought I would. Maybe this is something that I could potentially be good at if I practiced it. Not that you have some savant ability just from you know, being born that way. For the most part, no matter what you do, you have to work at it to become good at it. Right. There's
Yeah.
very few people that can just wake up and be, the absolute best at something. Although those people exist, but there's very few of them. And anybody with persistence can learn a skill and become very good at it.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of like where I'm. So when it comes to, I think you said something that uh is very important, and I don't know if you can call this talent or not, but if you want, you can. It doesn't matter, I guess. But it's the desire to do it.
Hmm.
Right? So it's you picking up the pencil or pen and just starting to write and going, oh, I really like this. This is a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
don't know. I guess what I'm saying is you don't know if you have talent or not. Like you can guess that maybe you do, but you have no idea. Like, especially I've seen it when it comes to like when I have like my nieces who go through dance,
Yeah.
and when they were younger, you'd hear, "Oh, you're so good," and blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
every parent would be like, "Oh, you're really good," yeah, like their kids are really good, and that's to get them to want to do it, right? "Oh, I'm good, I'm really good,"
Absolutely.
and
And
then
that's
all of a
where you
sudden,
might, yeah.
yeah, well, and then they get to an age where now they're actually competing with other um
Yeah.
dancers, and they go, "Oh, I'm not as good as I thought I was."
Yeah.
Like, I've been told all
Oh,
these
this got
years.
bigger.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
told all these years I'm really talented. But then if that's the case, then why is this person so much better than me? And that's where I think,
Yeah.
I think it's you need to do what you need to do as a parent to get your child interested in something. And if it
Hmm.
means you need to say to them, "Hey, listen, you love this, you really enjoy it, you're really good at it,
Yeah.
go for it," then I don't think there's a problem. But you also have to, one of the things I actually really appreciated about my brother and sister-in-law is that they always come tempered their kids, or like, "Listen,
Yeah.
you're yes, you are really, you really enjoy the doing the dance, you really enjoy doing it, and you work really hard at it, and we really support you, but that does not mean that you're better than anybody else." Right?
100%.
And
Hmm.
that's the part of it that I think that's where it's like, where I don't want to use the word talent, because talent implies something where it's like, well, I'm special, right? That means
Yeah.
I'm good at this, right? So why am I not better than they are? And then so then it's like confusing for them when they get to that age. They're like, "No, I've been told this whole time I'm really good at this," and then all of a sudden they learn they're not that good at it, and then all of a sudden they don't do it anymore because they
Yeah.
thought they were really good, and it's really heartbreaking. Whereas,
Hmm.
again, there's got to be a way for you to be able to tell your kid, "Hey, listen, keep on doing it. Doesn't matter whether you think doesn't matter whether where anybody else is in this. This is
Yeah.
for you. This is for you to enjoy. I love that you enjoy it. Don't compare yourself to other people. Um, and just keep on doing it. And then maybe that's the way for you to be able to go. And at that point, that kid goes, "Well, you know what? I mean, I see there's another kid that's really excelled at this. What can I learn from them?"
Yeah. Or do I like it as much as I thought I did? Or was I
Yeah.
just doing it because you kept telling me I was super good and therefore I didn't want to give it up? It's like my son. He loves to animate. He taught himself how to animate. He does an amazing job of it. He creates these crazy animations. And he'll say to me, like, "Well, people like it." And I always say to him, "Do you like it? Do you like your animation? And if you like it, who cares what anybody else thinks? Just keep doing it. Enjoy yourself. Do your animations. Don't worry about, how many people liked it or what people think of it. You're doing it because it's something you love to do. And it's not about being as good as, better, best at it.
Yeah.
It's, you love your animations. Amazing. Keep working at it and enjoy." And I think that's sometimes where, the external validation becomes the biggest issue, right? Where
Yeah.
it's not just like, I love to draw and I'm going to get better at it because I just enjoy it so much. And it's my passion and I'm going to build the skill just by doing it again and again and again versus I pick up the pencil. The first thing I drew was terrible. Therefore, I'm never doing it again because I'm clearly not cut out for this. Um, and I think that sometimes too is worrying what the rest of the world's going to think versus just doing it because you love doing it, right? Like having actual hobbies and whether those turn into something else doesn't matter. You just truly love to dance. And whether you're
Yeah.
winning competitions or keeping going at it, who cares? I love to move my body in that way and that's all that matters. And I think sometimes that does get missed in today's day and age where it's, you know, only do it if you can be the best at it and, that's really hard to do.